Welcome back to my channel, cherished viewers. So thank you all again for coming back to watch my channel. If you are new, you can subscribe to my channel if you like my content. And if you are old subscriber also, I really appreciate you all. So we all have to take responsibilities for ourselves and for people that we have to take responsibility of. You can't just say, you are not responsible for anything. No, at least you are responsible for your own life, because somebody else's life depends on you. Whether you like it or not, somebody's life depends on you. So you have to be responsible for yourself, because if you are not responsible for yourself, somebody is going to be affected. Whether you like it or not, that is the truth. So my head teacher told my dad that you have to take this guy or your son from this school because he is good. So if you don't take him from this school to a better school, it's not going to help him. So my dad listened to that man who was then our head teacher. So my dad came for me from that school and took me to a private school. And did it help me? Yes, it did. It changed my life. So this video is to encourage somebody, is to motivate somebody, and to give hope to somebody that thinks that is over, or somebody who is about to give up or is giving up. Because if I look at the circumstances around my life when I was growing up, I would have given up easily. That is why I'm doing this video, to encourage somebody. Okay, I'm doing this video particularly for, somebody that thinks that, he has no hope or she has no hope because of the environment or the kind of family that he or she grew from. So I completed middle school. I stayed with 3 different people. For some reason, for whatever reason, I don't know. But I stayed with 3 different people before I completed my middle school. I stayed with my stepmother. So from from that place to my school was 3 miles. And there was no money for me to take a car to school. So I was walking. I was walking 3 miles in and out. I'm telling you this because I want you to listen to my story and see what you can take from it. Or you can share this video for somebody that thinks, he can do it or he can make it, because I didn't give up. Because assuming that in today's world or today's youth, would they walk 3 miles in and out? That's 6 miles a day going back and forth to school. I had a kind of a mindset, or I had a goal, or I had something that, I was focusing on. So I didn't let all those walking or all those distances that I was putting in discourage me in any way. I was going to school every day, and I'll even get to the school earlier than those who were staying in the city or in the town, because I was the school prefect. So me being the school prefect, I have to get to the school. I have to set a good example. So I will wake up early, no food, walk 3 miles and get to the school before everybody gets to the school. I wish somebody who know me, or people who know me from middle school, will leave a comment about what I'm saying, and they will attest to this fact. Okay, they will attest to this fact. So some of the people that I was going to the school to, or some of the people that I was going to the school with from the same village to my school, some people were also walking. So it wasn't just me. So at least I had some people to walk with to go to school. 3 miles in, 3 miles out. So that is 6 miles every day, 5 days a week. Sometimes if we are lucky, we have people who had vehicles. So after school, you have to go help wash the vehicle, so you can be included the next morning when we are going to the next where my school is. So meaning we had a vehicle that take people from my village or my town to where my school is every day. So after school, you have to go and wash the car so you can, at least get a lift to school. If you don't go and wash the car that evening after school, the next day you have to walk. But sometimes also, you are not guaranteed that, when you wash the car, you can get access to the vehicle to go to school every day. No, you are not guaranteed. It's just trying your luck and see if you can get, that lift the next day. So going through all this, I wasn't discouraged because I had a mindset that I would change this situation in the next, future. Or I had a mindset that whatever I'm going through today is not going to let me down. You understand? So I had to focus and make things going, because without even trying to say this is not happening to me, so I'm not going to go to school, that didn't occur to me. So I was going to school every day because I had a goal. I had a mentality that I'm not giving up because I don't have a vehicle to go to school, or I don't have money to take transportation to go to school. But long story short, I was able to finish. And then when I finished, I left my stepmother. So there, still no money. So in my secondary education also, I think in one of my videos, I said that I was walking from Ashaman to Tema and Tema to Ashaman. So that was where my secondary school was. My secondary school was in Tema, in Ghana. And then I was walking from one city to another at the same time. And once again, those who know me or those who remember my secondary education or my classmates, they will attest to this fact, or they will attest to what I'm saying. So also, again, it wasn't just me walking. So I also had friends that I was walking in and out with. Some will have, some days I might have money to take a car back home. But some days also, for the most part, we have to walk. It's almost, I'm not sure about the miles, but it wasn't 2 miles less. It was more than 2 miles every day going in and coming out. So I'm telling you this for you to know that life is not easy in any situation. Some people might find it easy, but for me, I didn't. And that didn't let me down, or I didn't lose hope and say I'm going to give up. Because in today's world, children, the youth will not even want to walk and go to school. Some will walk, but some will not. But what I'm trying to say is that did not discourage me, or I didn't say my parents didn't have money to give me, transportation, or give me money to take a car and go to school, blah blah blah. I stayed focused because I knew I was the oldest. By the way, I was the oldest to 5, children. My mother had 5 kids. My dad, my dad had 14 kids, but my mom had 5. And me being the elderly person, I had a responsibility to take. That is why at the beginning of the video, I was telling you that everybody has a responsibility they have to take, or they are responsible to. So I took upon myself that, me being the elderly person, I have to strive. I have to keep going. I have to tell myself I can do it, so I can also help the people behind me, because there was nobody to help us. There was nobody to say, okay, you do this, we are going to take care of you. We didn't have anybody like that. So the little opportunity that I had by my father taking me from one place and say, okay, we are going to, this private school, and then from there to secondary school, I'm going to take care of you. And that kind of opportunity, I didn't misuse it. I took that opportunity to finish my school. Even though sometimes I go to school without food. Let me make this clear. I'm not saying this to have a pity party, or for somebody to pity my situation or anything like that. No. I'm saying this for somebody out there who is in my situation, or who was in my situation, and is about to give up, or is giving up because he or she thinks that the family or the dad or the mom cannot provide for him or her, so he's giving up. That is the person that I'm making this video for. So I'm not making this video to get a sympathy or anything. I'm telling you exactly what I went through to become a professional teacher in Ghana, and through that I was able to travel abroad, going to a professional or to going to a college. So when I went to the secondary education, I was staying with my mom for some time, and then going back and forth. My mom was doing trading a little bit here, a little bit there. She was buying and selling, little stuff there. And sometimes if you are going to school and my mom tells me she doesn't have money, uh, it's sad to, my mom is no more. So may her soul rest in perfect peace. Whatever you are, mom, I love you. And I always remember you for how far you brought me up and the man that I am today, because I really appreciate you, mom. Whatever you are, may your soul rest in perfect peace. I love you, mom. I love you. Yeah. So if my mom tells me that, she doesn't have the money, I have to keep going. So sometimes I go to school without food, and I come back before I can come and eat. So sometimes when we go to school, there is a bread seller in the, I'm talking about secondary. So there's a bread seller that, I'll go to and say, hey, I learned that lady also passed. I'll tell the lady, may your soul rest in peace. I even forgotten her name, but may your soul rest in perfect peace also. So this lady, I'll go to and tell her to give me bread. She was selling bread and butter. Okay, or bread and butter. Bread and butter. So I'll go to her and I'll tell her to, credit me some bread and butter. So the next day, if I have money, I'll come and pay her. She wouldn't shake the head. She would give me because I didn't have money. So, going through all these situations and, hardship and somebody not there for me and I have to do things myself and all those kind of stuff, it didn't bring me down. It didn't get me to be a dropout. I didn't complain to nobody that, I don't have this money, so I can't survive, so I can't go to school. No, I wasn't a dropout. I wasn't a school dropout because my parents couldn't help me or couldn't, give me what I needed in my education processes or my education process. But I was able to go through all this hardship thinking that I have a responsibility, thinking that I have to, get myself a better life at certain point of or certain stages of my life. So that is what, kept me going, because I realized that at the end of the day, can I make a difference for my own self, or I have to wait for somebody to make a difference in my own life? I didn't have that opportunity. I didn't have that advantage of somebody, doing so much for me at the early stages of my life. So all is the mindset that I had. The mindset of not giving up or not saying I can't do it. I can't do this. I have to drop out of school to do what? In spite of all the hardship, I can still do it. I can still make a difference. So lo and behold, I was able to finish my secondary school education and graduated. So after I graduated, now I have to choose whether I'm going to the university or I'm going to college. So we have the university, and then we have the back home we call university is the big one, and college is for training college or whatever it is. So I couldn't get money to go to university, but I was able to go to training college, that teacher training college. And that is where the miracle did happen for me. So when I was going to training college, even before the training college, I had to go and write entrance exams, because when I finished high school, some of my grades were not good. I think it was English. You have to have English. You have to pass English and science. My math was okay, but my English and science wasn't good. So I have to, you know, do a program or an entrance program to usher me into the college. So I went to do that program, and the results was out. And when the results came up, they had first batch, second batch, and third batch. So I wasn't in the first batch, and I was so disappointed to myself. I was very disappointed because I couldn't make the first, the first batch. And actually, they didn't tell us that it was going to be first, second, or third. But for some reason, first batch came, and I was, I have to go to the school to check my name if my name was on the board. So when I went to the school, my name was not there. So I told my mom, I couldn't make it. I couldn't make it, and I felt very bad because I was thinking that that is the only way that I can, change my own life and change the life of my mom also, because me going to school was the only hope that, someday I can, graduate, get a job, and take care of my mom and my brothers and sisters, because I was the elderly person. You know what I'm saying? I was the elderly person. So everything that I was doing, I was so focused that I had to do this because I have to take responsibility for myself and then for my mom and my brothers too. So everything that I was doing, that is what kept me going. That is what kept me going, because I realized that I had a big responsibility to play. I had a big responsibility to play because there is nobody that can make life better for my mom and for my brothers and sisters. There is nobody, because we didn't have no support. We didn't have no help. And nobody came in for me and said, okay, hey, go to school and I'm going to take care of you. We didn't have that. I didn't have that. I really loved soccer, and I played soccer from my elementary to college, and I'm still playing. But at the beginning of my life, if I had somebody saying, okay, go play soccer, I'm going to take care of you, maybe I would have been a professional, footballer, because I really loved soccer, and that is what I wanted to do, or that is what I wanted to be. I wanted to be a professional footballer, but I didn't. I realized that if I go to play soccer and come back, there will be no food. There will be no food for me. So I had to, I had to forget about the soccer and go to school and do what I got to do. Because as I was going to school, if you want to play soccer, you have to have a manager, somebody who can take you to this club, go trials here, get this money, buy this soccer cleats or soccer boots, whatever it is, do this, do that. I didn't get that. So I couldn't have that dream come through. As at now, or sometimes when I remember all these things, I feel so bad because I really loved soccer, but it didn't happen to me. So should I have given up? No, I didn't. So I went to the let's come back to my the college, the course, the program that I did to usher me into the training college. So the first batch came, I wasn't on. The second batch also came, and I wasn't on it. So that really, that really made me so. I felt so bad about it. I told my dad that, hey, I guess I didn't make it, because that was it. So I had a friend that I was staying with after high school. I have to go stay with my friend also. I left my mother, because my mother has to go back to the village to do other things, for us to survive. So I have to move to my friend's house. Hey, Bright, I salute you, Bright Segbefia. So Bright and the family accepted me, and they took me to their home. So that was where I was after high school. And after college, when I vacate and I come back home, that was the house that I will stay in. So hey, Bright, thank you once again, man. I always remember you, man. I always remember you, and I really appreciate you and your family for what you did for me at that stage. So the second results, or the second batch came in, and I couldn't find myself in. So, and I was still at home for about a month. I think for about a month I was still home, thinking about what I have to do next because my name was not in first batch and second batch. So what happened was, miraculously, a third list came out. And guess what? My name was in. I was so happy. Okay, I was so happy that for at long last, my name was in that list. So now I have to prepare and go to school. So lo and behold, I was able to go to school, and then things begin to change for me. Now I started to, receive my monthly, allowances, and I was able to, depend on it. It wasn't enough, but I was able to manage it and go through it, use it small till till I finished the college. I didn't. I kept going. I kept pushing because I had a mindset. I had a goal that I had to make a change for myself and for my siblings and or for my family. Because if I gave up, how was I going to have education, or what else what I was going to do? Because I realized that there was no other option for me at that particular moment. And what also, clicked me, or what also happened to me when I was in college was there was a miracle did happen when I was in college. So through that miracle, that I was able to travel abroad. So as I'm talking to you, God has made a way for me to travel abroad. So it was through me taking that opportunity that came my way. I didn't say to myself that I couldn't go to the university, so I am not going to any, or I'm not taking other options. No, I didn't say that to myself, because God knows what he was doing. Again, God knew what he was doing. So because I went to the training college, an opportunity again opened for me over there. So it was through that opportunity that came again when I was in college that helped me to travel abroad. Somebody came into the school and did the lottery for me. So I'll save that in my next video, and I'll tell you how my teaching went, and through the teaching what happened and all those kind of stuff. So it was when I finished college, went to my station where they sent me to go and teach. And when I was there, that is a different story. There was no light, no network, and I have to stay because I have to teach the kids. They needed me, so I had to teach. So with me winning a lottery and me having a side business when I was teaching, and the way all things that I had in the store was stolen, and how I came back to get money to pay my visas and to pay the guy who did the lottery for me, and all those kind of stuff, and how I traveled, that is going to be in my next video. It's very interesting. You don't want to miss that. So if you are new to the channel, hit the subscription button, like this video, share this video, and to encourage somebody who is out there about to give up or is giving up, because you don't have to give up in this life. You have to stay strong. You have to be positive, because your mind, the way you think, is the way you are. I never gave up because I had a goal. I knew that I have to hit this target so I can be a responsible man to take care of my family and to take care of the people around me, because they needed me. So I never gave up. And I thank God that I never gave up. I thank God that I never gave up, and I took that road, or I took that route to make that change today. And I'm not saying this to be proud of, or to be proud of anything, but I'm proud that I never gave up. That is the most important thing. I am proud that I never gave up, and I still survived it, all through the grace of God. God brought me this far. So if you're out there and you're about to give up, don't give up. Be responsible, because somebody's life depends on you. Somebody's life depends on you. So have that mentality and keep pushing yourself. Keep going. Never give up. You can do it. And I'll see you in my next video about how I traveled abroad. So in this life, you never know where your opportunity is. It said, the Bible says that all things work together for good for those who believe. All things work together for good for those who believe. And at the end of the day, everything worked together for good for me. Because now I am a responsible man for some children, for somebody's daughter, for my brothers, for the community around me. I am responsible. So you have to be responsible for yourself, because once again, somebody's life depends on you. So take responsibility for yourself and do not give up, and do not complain about your current situation, and work yourself out of it, because that is the only way that makes you the man. Work yourself out of your situation and find your way out. Find a way out, because if you don't do it, nobody is going to do it. Had I say, okay, because I have to walk 3 miles, 6 miles a day, if I said to myself that I wasn't going to do it, who was going to do the 6 miles for me? Nobody. Nobody was going to do 6 miles a day for me, but I had to do it myself because I needed that to strengthen me. And to be frank with you, all those situations that I went through, oh my goodness, it has made me a strong person. Now I don't care about what is going around me, what somebody will say about me, and all those kind of stuff. That has made me a strong person. So that is what you have to, go through. Don't worry about what you are going through. You just have to be focused and have a goal. If you don't have a goal, you can't, how do you travel, or how do you buy something, or how do you build something if there is no goal? You have to have a goal that this is what I want to achieve. Then you work towards it. Whatever that circumstances comes your way, you still have to make sure you hit that goal. So with this video, be encouraged, be motivated, and share the video. Like the video, comment, and leave any, if you have any question about, whatever question you have about the video and everything that I've said so far, you can leave your comment in the comment section, and I'll personally respond to your question or your comment, whatever you have. So thank you. If you are new to the channel, don't forget to hit the subscription button, like the video, share the video, so it will keep this channel going, and I'll keep giving you more motivational, encouraging messages from now on. Thank you again, and I'll see you in my next video. Keep watching Sam's TV.